you will post 8 discussion posts at least that will be graded 25 points each. And that doesn't include like the icebreaker introduction I asked you to post or questions about the syllabus. These are more like the actual like writing assignment, like actual core writing assignments. So I'll specify which of those posts are worth 25 points each. We have to do at least 8 of those discussion posts. And if you do every single one of them on time, then you're going to get 50 points of extra credit, which is very substantial. And then we're going to have another category for quizzes and just sort of like, that's just sort of a miscellaneous category. We've got our grading scale. And you may revise and write a 1-page reflection on my feedback for one of your first 3 papers for up to 10% more on the grade. For these assignments, for these first 3 assignments that have an asterisk next to them, any of these you can revise in addition to giving a reflection on the feedback that I give you. So required projects and papers. As already mentioned, we've got 5 major writing opportunities. Make up late work policy. In order to contribute to and benefit from the community of learners that we're part of, it's important to complete each bit of homework on time and with the possibility of sharing it during class, as an example of which we can discuss and learn. So because of that, because it's so important to stay on top of the class, but also, you know, we're responding to each other's work, we're growing by responding to each other's work, so it's just absolutely crucial that we turn it in on time. Because of that, late assignments will lose 10 points for each day that they're late, unless you contact me ahead of time to make other arrangements. Attendance policy. This is where it gets a little, again, awkward or just different because of this virtual experience. There's really, in terms of attendance, there's really no excuse to not attend the class. And by attend, I mean like really attendance at this point is watching these video lectures and participating in those discussion posts. And because you can do this on your own time, in most cases, unless there's an extreme emergency, it seems like it should be possible to have perfect attendance. Again, if you have any serious issues or conflicts with your schedule, please do let me know. But because I can't just take normal attendance, what I am asking, you'll notice this on the class schedule, which we'll look at later, I am going to ask everyone once after viewing these lectures, there's going to be a discussion board, a place where you can post, and I am going to ask everyone post a question, some kind of comment in response to the video lecture, or at the very least, some sort of generic statement saying, I have watched and understand the video lecture. So that's going to be this sort of verbal statement from you that you did attend the class by watching the video lecture. That is going to replace normal in-person attendance. So we're definitely going off the honor system. Census date, I will have to get back to you on that. I could not find it anywhere. Don't tell anyone, but I think Arapahoe Community College has a very confusing website. Withdraw date, also couldn't find that, so I will have to get back to you. Statement of academic integrity. I would ask everyone to please read this on their own. Essentially, this asks you not to cheat, right? To follow ethical standards by engaging in academic honesty. And academic dishonesty includes but is not limited to plagiarism, cheating, fabrication, grade tampering, misuse of computers and other technology, facilitating academic dishonesty. So for this class in particular, the main one is plagiarism. These assignments are, I think, unique enough that it would be very difficult to find an assignment that would meet all of these expectations to plagiarize. But one thing to remember is that you are doing this intro diagnostic. So I will have a sense of your writing style. And writing, for someone who's been reading and teaching as long as I have, writing definitely has a fingerprint. And so looking at those early diagnostics, it would be very easy for me to, and some of your other writing, your short writing assignments, it'd be very easy to notice if a page or a paper is completely plagiarized. It will sound completely different. It will have completely different fingerprint. So do not engage in plagiarism in particular, or any other forms of academic dishonesty. Ultimately, you are, even if you're not caught, which there's a good chance you will be, and I'm sure like this is me preaching, I sound like grandma right now. You've heard this a million times, but it is true. You're only hurting yourself. The purpose of education is not just for the transcript. It's not just for the piece of paper. At the end of the day, it really is like exercise. It's going to, a lot of what we're doing here is like exercise and going to the gym. It's not, you wouldn't pay for a gym membership just so you got a piece of paper saying that you went. What you're really looking for that gym membership is the practice, is the growth, is the training. That's what you're paying money for. And so I hope that you give yourself the opportunity to finish all of these assignments to the best of your ability, because you're paying good money. And at the end of the day, when you leave this class, what you really want is that knowledge, that practice, that opportunity to share your ideas and get feedback, because there's very few opportunities later in life to this is a unique opportunity to share your ideas, to grow as a writer in a safe, nurturing environment, an environment where I want to give feedback. I want to help everyone, including myself, grow as writers and critical thinkers. So it's a rare opportunity to have a safe environment to share these ideas, and so make sure you make the most out of that opportunity. A lot of these are statements from the university that are important and required to be on the syllabus. I'm not going to read through them, but please do note and read the accommodation statement, the safety statement, discussion, inclusiveness, and student behavior, the statement on email communication if you're having trouble activating your email. And here we have different contact information for different support services at ACC, including academic advising. Very valuable ones for this class would be the library and the writing center. These have a lot of resources. We'll talk more about those later on, but these have some very valuable resources for growing writers. And then finally, we have some required information for all of these English 121 classes. This is sort of a generic statement of those goals and objectives. It's a bit more detailed statement of all those goals and objectives that every English 121 class is expected to hit. So a lot of this is repetitive, and we might, look at them in more detail later on to just check in and see how we're doing. But this is a definitely more detailed outline of some of the concepts that we will be practicing and growing at in this class. All right, that's the syllabus. Thank you, and stay tuned for the final section, which is a bit of overview of our D2L classroom environment and what you need to finish before, for the rest of this week, what your upcoming assignments are. So here's another important document. This is our tentative course schedule. So it's broken down by week. We have 14 weeks where we'll actually be actively in class, where it's not like a Thanksgiving holiday. So for each week, I have it broken down into the different things that you're expected to accomplish. So for example, and these asterisks kind of indicate days. So I did try and, for each class session, in theory, again, we're doing this remotely, so it's weird, but a normal class experience would have probably 2 classes per week. So I'm sort of trying to structure it similarly. So each class, each day, is going to have some kind of video. So for today's class, you've been expected to watch this video, which, if you're hearing me now, you're almost done with step 1. I'm also going to ask you to post an introduction. So there's an icebreaker prompt, and here's where you're going to find that. You're going to find it in D2L. And in our D2L environment, you'll notice some of you, when you first log into D2L, you're going to hit your home page, which looks something like this. We've got announcements, so look for helpful announcements from me every now and then. And when I say post, I'm asking you to go to this discussions forum. So you're going to click on the discussions tab. And each discussions tab is broken also into weeks. So you'll notice that the first forum is week 1, September 8th through September 10th. So you're going to look in this section and you're going to notice that there's a topic called Introduction Icebreakers. So this is where I'm going to ask you to create a new topic, introducing yourself. And it looks like one of Desiree Martinez has already beat me to the punch. Desiree's already introduced herself. And then you're going to return to the tentative course schedule. So after you post an introduction and read your peers' introductions, you're going to post a question or any questions or comments about the syllabus. You can obviously reach out to me personally via email or phone if you really need to, although email's preferred, as I said. You can reach out to me through email, but also I created a discussion portal where we can, because a lot of us are going to have the same questions. So any questions or comments you can share to this topic, questions and comments about the syllabus. And if you don't have any questions or comments, in order to get your attendance points, I'm asking that you at least read and please post in that discussion, in that topic, I have read and understood the syllabus for English 121. Note also in this course schedule the due dates. So I'm highly expecting that you watch this first intro video by the end of day, September 8th. I'm expecting that you post your introduction by 9 a.m. September 10th, so 9 a.m. Thursday, which would be our next class, technically. I am asking that you will post your questions, comments about the syllabus by 9 a.m. September 10th. And on the schedule, I also outline where you'll find where the appropriate place to post is. For Thursday, you are going to take a quiz. This is the writing diagnostic that I mentioned earlier. So you're going to find that diagnostic in this quizzes portal. So you're going to click on quizzes and you'll see something called, and I think it's not visible yet, but I'll make it visible. You're going to see something called FA20 placement diagnostic. Whoops. And it'll look something like this. It'll tell you that you have 1 hour and 14 minutes to take this writing diagnostic. And you're going to click Start Quiz. And at that point, the clock is ticking. And you're going to have your writing, you're going to read your writing prompt. Essentially, it's this article posted in the New York Times, an opinion, an op-ed piece. So you're going to read this article, summarize, and respond to it. So read the prompt carefully. Actually, just to make sure, I'm just going to read it for you right now so that you have some time to think about it and prepare so you don't feel totally stressed. So with this, the prompt asks you to summarize this article, summarize the author's argument in this article, clearly state your position, your thesis in response to the author's argument. You're going to support your position with specific examples. You're going to have examples as evidence to back up your thesis. You're going to organize your ideas carefully, and you're going to write clear sentences that use standard grammar, punctuation, and spelling. And you are going to cite this article at the end of your summary in either MLA or APA format.